Hello and welcome to Rob from the Internet Talks About Beer, a show where we discuss different styles of beer, beer history, beer flavor profiles. We give shout outs to breweries we think make exceptional beer, and we talk about whatever else comes to mind during the course of the conversation. I'm Rob from the Internet. Let's talk about beer. But first, let's talk about technical difficulties. This episode had lots of technical difficulties. My camera stopped working, then my computer decided to stop working. So you'll notice there's some discontinuity in this episode. I'm actually re-recording the intro because my computer decided not to record it the first time. So today we're talking with my friend Kat. We've been friends for, I don't know, probably about a decade or so. She's into craft beer. She's into running. She's like a podcaster and a Twitch streamer and all that fun stuff. So if you would, Kat, tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do when you're not talking craft beer.
All right. Well, yes, I am Kat. You may find me around the internet more known by my handle, The Cat Is a Lie. I stream on Twitch where I game, I craft. Basically, I do a little bit of everything. We do some charity fundraising, all that fun kind of stuff. Just started an indie game podcast with some friends, so I do podcasty fun times. Things I do outside of drinking craft beers. I love to go for runs and play a little bit of D&D and all that kind of fun stuff, kind of an all-around geek. And life is not life in my home without cats. So you find many an animal in this home.
Yeah, you're quite the animal lover. I mean, you foster a bunch of cats
Mhm.
and all that fun stuff. You know, cat fostering cats.
Yep.
Hey, awesome, awesome. Well, today we are talking about a subject that is neither near nor dear to my heart. We are talking pumpkin ales. Uh, you like that? You like that?
I love it.
Neither
Love it.
neither near nor dear to my heart. Yes, yes, yes. As most people know, I am not a fan of pumpkin ales. I'm not a fan of pumpkin pie. I'm not a fan of gourds in general. As far as I'm concerned, they're useless. Uh, but we're gonna drink some pumpkin ales here today. So yeah. I
I
have
love that I picked a topic you hate.
Oh no, it's all good. I mean, that's what the show is all about.
All
It's all
right.
about branching out and trying things you might not necessarily drink on a regular basis. And this
Absolutely.
is one of those things that I would not drink on a regular
I
basis.
found the
So
niche. I found the niche.
you did. I am going to be drinking Sam Adams Jacko Pumpkin Ale. I picked this up on a recent trip to Massachusetts. We went down to visit some friends and we visited the Sam Adams Brewery and had a bunch of really good beers. And then this one happened to come in a mixed pack. And you said you wanted to do pumpkin ale, so I set it aside.
Yeah. I will be cracking open. I got 4 with me, and I'm trying to decide still, but I think I'm gonna go with my Southern Tier Warlock Imperial
Ah,
Pumpkin Stout.
Warlock. Yeah, that's a traditional
Yeah.
pumpkin stout. Yes.
It's been a couple years since I've had it. Southern Tier tends to be sort of a favorite when it comes to pumpkin beers. I think they do a lot of things right with the flavor profile. Because the other contender was their pumpkin nitro that they just put out. Because the nitro, chef's kiss, makes it beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, their whole Black Water series is one of my favorites. I mean, they've
Hmm.
got what's the other one? The Imperial version of the Warlock, the Pumpkin or something like that. I can't remember what it is, but it's their Imperial version of the
Yeah,
pumpkin stout.
it's the pumpkin, but it's the pumpkin nitro this year. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they've got like the creme brulee and the chocolat and the
Hmm.
l'orange and things like that. They've got all those great ones. Yeah, they're only a couple hours from where I live, so we've actually been there. They've got a really
Oh,
nice facility there in New York. Got a little
nice.
amphitheater, and they've got 2 levels of drinking and an outdoor facility. It's really nice.
Hmm. See, more reasons for me to come back and visit you.
That's right. That's right.
I have
I
my
mean,
handy
not
dandy Pusheen opener.
uh, nice. Yeah. Now that the pandemic is over, according to all the governments, right?
Yes, it's over, completely over, as it just didn't
It's
run through his
completely
house
over.
recently.
Yes. Yes. All
Oh,
right. So I'm going to crack this bad boy open. Yeah, it smells like a pumpkin pie.
smells like a
I have been
pumpkin
warned.
stout.
I have been warned by Lisa that this particular beer is on the sweet side. So not only is it going to be pumpkin, it's going to be sweet pumpkin, which probably is not going to be in my wheelhouse.
Not your
I tend to
favorite.
like not my favorite. I like sweet beers, but they have to be like stouts and things
Hmm.
like that. And to tell the truth, this is my favorite time of year when it comes to beers because you've got the fest beers and the Martzens
Oh,
and all that
yes.
stuff.
It's fest beer
I was
season.
at I was at Nickelbrook just the other day. Actually, just yesterday, dropping off an empty keg and picking up another keg. Got a keg of their ESB, and I got a case of their Martzen Oktoberfest lager. Um, to me, it came across more like a fest beer than an actual Martzen because it's a little bit lighter in
Yeah.
color and flavor, but it's still good. And then I swung over to Clifford Brewing, which is, I don't know, 15 minutes away from there, and I picked up a keg of their Oktoberfest beer and a bunch of their other beers, their Vienna Lager and their ESB and stuff in cans. So it
Oh,
was like flip
nice.
flop.
Yeah, I haven't done much the many fest beers this year, Meritzens. I got a couple, had a couple on tap when we were out recently. Couldn't remember the breweries if you asked me to, but that's just a indicator of how well the night went. Um,
That's right.
but yeah, this is Oktoberfest or the other, fall beers in general. Like I just there are some people in this world who love pumpkin spice lattes, and I am that person for exactly one pumpkin spice latte, then I'm done. I will drink pumpkin beers straight through winter. If as long as I can stock up on them, it's just everything about the seasoning, the spices, and everything is just fall.
And me being a person who does not care for pumpkin pie, this is like my nightmare when it comes to beers because everybody has, oh, it's a pumpkin ale and a
Mhm.
pumpkin stout and a pumpkin this and I'm like, no, just give me regular beers,
Yeah.
please.
Well, up here, and they don't
Which
make it any longer, but Indeed Brewing, which is not far from where I am, Indeed used to make a beer called Sweet Yama Jamma, which was a yam beer that would come out around this time every year for people who weren't into the pumpkin, but still kind of wanted that different, maybe fall profile with a sweeter beer that was a little more unique with some fall spices to it. And it was an excellent, excellent beer. I'm kind of sad they don't make it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, sweet potato beer would probably be pretty good. Yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, sweet potato pie is very similar to a pumpkin pie, but you don't need you don't need all the cinnamon and clove and all that bullshit in with it.
Well, I mean, that was back in the day because I'm a nerd and I like to research the things that I enjoy. I
Nerd.
am. I mean, the glasses and everything. Not that glasses make you nerdy, but they sure help. Um, I used to kind of dig into the history of beer, not even the history of beers, but just like different styles because there was all this hate going around about, basic white bees, like, oh my God, they love pumpkin spice. And it kind of made me like question pumpkin spice beers a little bit. And I dug into pumpkin spice beers and realized that there are pumpkin spiced beers and there are pumpkin beers.
Yes.
So, knowing the difference, and I've definitely had people who are like, "Oh, I hate pumpkin beers, enjoy pumpkin spiced beers," and vice versa. "Oh, I hate pumpkin spices, but like gourd beers that are brewed with the gourd." So, yeah.
Yeah, this one says it's a pumpkin ale, but right on the can it's like cinnamon and nutmeg, and I'm like, okay, so it's a pumpkin spice ale, even
Yeah,
though it just says pumpkin
this is
ale.
ale brewed with pumpkin and natural flavors added. So this one is actually going to be brewed with pumpkin flesh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if this one is or not. This one, what does this say? This says cinnamon and nutmeg aromatics recall memories of fresh baked pumpkin pie. So that tells me it's a pumpkin spice beer. And you're making noise,
I
knocking things
knocked
on.
my microphone. It was just a cheers. It was a gentle cheers.
It's all right. A gentle cheers to the microphone. I
Yep.
understand. So I don't know if this one was actually brewed with pumpkin in it. Or not, or if it's just flavoring. But let's see, wheat ale brewed with lemon peel and natural flavors and pumpkin aged. Okay,
Pumpkin
so apparently it
aged.
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't brewed with pumpkin. It was aged on pumpkin. So what?
Yeah. The other one I got here, this one, the pumpkin ale is a brown ale with pumpkin and spices. So I think I grabbed mostly ones that actually have beer. Actually, I brought beer that has beer
Actually
in
have
it.
beer in them. Hey, that's always good.
Yep, I've got beer that's got beer. And then the other one, the other one that I was super interested in, I didn't crack it open today. I don't know. We'll see how this conversation goes. Is the Voodoo Ranger Atomic Pumpkin? This one
Uh-huh.
is brewed with pumpkin spices, pumpkin, and it has chilies in it. So it's got some
Oh, so a
habanero
little bit
chili
of
in it.
spice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one might be a little
Awesome.
more up your alley, a little less sweet.
All right. Well, I'm going to dive right into this thing.
Hmm.
And it smells like a goddamn pumpkin pie.
Mine smells like a pumpkin pie that got drunk.
Yeah, this one literally this just smells like if someone pulled a pumpkin pie out of the oven.
Hmm.
It's got that pumpkin and cinnamon and everything.
Yep.
It's got a nice color to it.
Hmm.
It's this kind of orangey color. It's slightly opaque. It's
Hmm.
not like completely opaque. You can't. There you go. You can
There you go.
put it on this side does no good because then you just see my fucking fingers. But on this side, you can kind of see through it.
Yeah.
It's translucent. It is not transparent. It didn't have a whole lot of head when I poured it. What little head it did have dissipated, and you've just got this little ring of foam around the top. The foam is a nice white color. So let's dive right into this thing and choke it down, so to speak.
How's she going?
Oh, sorry.
It's precious. It's precious. I love it.
So yeah, it is a pumpkin pie. It's pumpkin pie in liquid form. It's sweet. It's got notes of cinnamon. It's got notes of nutmeg. It's got that. I don't know. It's got that pumpkin flavor to it, but it seems to have with the I don't know what grains they used in this other than wheat.
Hmm.
But it kind of has the profile of like the crust of a pie as well. So I
Okay.
mean, it is very much like a pumpkin pie in a glass.
Very nice. Very nice. I think I would enjoy that. And I actually think I've had the Sam Adams pumpkin ale before. I haven't snagged it yet this year, but I'm on my hunt for pumpkin beers. People go to pumpkin patches, I go to liquor stores. That's where I
Hey, I
find my
mean,
pumpkins. But yeah, with the Warlock Southern Tier here, nice dark rich color. Really can't
yep,
see anything through it.
that's the way you would want a stout.
Yep. And when I poured it, had a decent head on it. It was a nice thick foamy head. Tiny tiny bubbles, so it looked more akin to maybe a nitro head. Dissipated a little bit. Kind of has that creamy brown tone to
Yep,
the
off white. Yep,
off white
nice.
there. And it's got, honestly, it smells pretty strong of your classic pumpkin spices. And the taste, it's thick, nice and thick, like a stout should be. Not overly sweet. Honestly, I would say first comes really that taste of the pumpkin flesh. As that dissipates in your mouth, you get the spices. So a nice little sipper, I think.
So is it seeing as it's a stout based? Is it kind of like a chocolate pumpkin going on there? You got.
Yeah, I would get those dark kind of cacao nib sort of flavors as as
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of leaving that flavor in my mouth with the spices. And yeah, it kind of tastes like ooh, now I have an idea for a beer. I want to make a
Uh-oh.
chocolate pumpkin beer with peanut butter because it kind of like reminds me of like a Reese's peanut butter cup, like the Halloween pumpkin ones or whatever. But maybe
Right.
that's a
Yeah.
crazy idea. But I have heard pumpkin goes well with peanut butter and chocolate.
I
You
wouldn't
wouldn't know.
know. I mean, peanut butter and chocolate go well together. That's for
Hmm.
damn sure. But
Hmm.
pumpkin, maybe. I don't know. I mean, so yeah, this one here, this being a wheat ale, it's got your like I said, it's got your typical wheat characteristic. It's pretty thin. It's pretty light. Mouthfeel, it's got like a medium body. It's got a fairly quick finish that luckily doesn't linger, which is good for people like me.
There you are. You're back. Right. I did. I did. It was, moments of suspense and anticipation, but we got there. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm back.
Hey, there you are. You're actually on my screen twice, but hey, you know what? Twice as much Rob.
Yeah. I have no idea what my computer's doing today.
There we go.
There we go. Now it disappeared. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I was saying I just rebuilt this computer not that long ago, but it's still having issues. I think it's about time to retire it and get a new one.
It's angry about the pumpkin beer too.
It probably is. It's like, what the fuck are you drinking pumpkin beers, man? Ugh.
Yeah.
Now it's just not responding. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can close a couple things here, even though there's really nothing running other than my browser. Holy cow. It's just technical difficulties after technical difficulties today.
I mean, in the streaming world, that's what you say is you're not a streamer if you don't have technical difficulties. So
Right. All right. Well, we'll see what happens here. So,
right.
I lost my train of thought, but yeah, I was drinking this. It's light mouthfeel, medium body, quick finish, which is good for me. Not good if you really like pumpkin and you want it, but I mean that just means you got to drink more of it, I guess.
That's true. What's the ABV on that one? Did you say?
The ABV on this is 4.4. It looks like on the can. I don't know. It's problematic for me. It's an orange can with looks like bluish black printing on it, and it reflects really highly in my room here. So I think it's 4.4. Might be 4.8. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's not very high. It's a pretty low ABV beer compared to what I normally drink. But
Yep.
I'm about halfway through it already. So hey.
Hey, the pain is almost over for you.
That's right. And I do have another beer to drink afterwards. I do have a Martzen here to cleanse my palate.
Awesome. It was a good choice. Nickelbrook is a great choice.
Yeah, Nickelbrook's a good brewery. They're friends of mine. I'm friends with the owner. I'm friends with the bottle manager at the Burlington location, and a friend of mine who works at their second location in Etobicoke said he might be getting promoted to bottle shop manager there, which is kind of cool. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
So what's new in your life, Kat?
Oh God, what is new in my life? Everybody's surviving the panini as best they can. I feel like life's been on hold for like 2 weeks or 2 years. I feel like I'm just starting to figure out how to go outside and be a normal human being again.
Right.
Getting back into running. Signed up for my first half marathon in 3 years. Doing a lot of just like catching up on the stuff you missed out on. We're doing a lot of tap rooms. We still kind of try to prefer to be outdoors if we can be. Working hard on that Twitch stream and seeing what works and what doesn't over there, having fun with that. So, and a lot of video games.
Awesome. So are you doing Run the Bluegrass? Is that the one you're going to do?
I am. Yes, I'm really excited about it. Going back out. It moved to the end of May this year, so That's exciting.
Oh, it'll be warmer then.
Little warmer, yeah, but also a little extra time to train since I really have not been running. And that, I guess, if you're gonna run a half marathon, you have to like train and learn how to run again. Maybe I guess
Right? You
I don't
actually
know.
have to run. Yeah.
Yeah, so looking forward to another year of outdoor running and like, seeing the progress. How about you? What have you been
Yeah.
up
Yeah. I
to?
have not, no good. Just working and drinking basically. Not running as much as I used to, which is an issue. I need to get back out there, and I haven't run any distances farther than like I don't know, like 10 miles in probably 4 years. Um, I don't know. I lost my motivation. I lost my mojo.
Yeah.
I go out 2 or 3 times a week, but I'm only doing like 5K or so at a time, and
Hmm.
I'm not even running, I'm nowhere near as fast as I used to be. And that's kind of a demotivator for me because it's like, well, I used to be
Same.
so much faster. And
Hmm.
now I'm here. And it's just like, well, why the fuck am I even out here if I can't run
Right.
like I used to?
It's so hard, I think, when you
Yeah.
know where what you're capable of, and then there's a setback and you can't quite get there, and you don't get there fast. Like that's one thing that I've struggled with. I had COVID back in December. I still have some breathing problems from it. And so that is impeding the running, plus not running because of depression and anxiety and everything kind of fallen off that wagon. So coming back, I feel like I'm literally starting over with running.
Yep.
And you're posting something like 15-minute miles going, I know I can run a 10-minute mile. Like, what the heck? And just not seeing the
Yeah.
progress. Really demotivating. But man, I want to get back there. I want to get back to it.
Yeah, I need to do that as well. I mean, yeah, when I first moved to Canada here, I was running like a
Hmm.
5.5 minute kilometer, and now I'm like at like 6.5. So it's like a minute slower per kilometer, and I'm like, God damn it! I used to be so much faster. I used to
Hmm.
go out and I'd run a half marathon distance in like an hour and 45 minutes or whatever,
Hmm.
and now it takes me like an hour and 10 minutes to run a 10K, and I'm like, what the fuck happened to me?
That's how I've been feeling lately. I've actually got my first 5K not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. And my goal is like I just kind of want to do 40 minutes. If I can do 40 minutes, it's an improvement of where I've been. So, ooh, little
Yep.
milestones are important when you're coming back from something like this, man. Just tiny little milestones.
Yeah, yeah. No, and I know that the logical part of me knows that, but the other part of me is like, what the fuck? You used to be so much faster. You're a loser now.
I mean, you were a
You
loser
know?
when I met you, so
Wow. Wow. I see how it is.
I mean, I keep the same company, so I'm also a loser, and I'm totally okay with being a member of the losers club.
Yeah, for people who don't know, Kat and I first met in person for the first time. She picked me up in her car at a
Mhm.
Motel 6 or something like that in
Yeah.
Minneapolis. Yeah, it was it was quite the scene.
My then husband was like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm gonna go meet this guy from the internet at a motel."
It was a Red Roof Inn. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Red
that's
Roof
right.
Inn.
Oh man, that was good times.
Yeah, I'm gonna go meet this dude from the internet at a
Mhm.
hotel. You're gonna
Mhm.
what now?
I'm pretty sure his response was, "Don't die, I guess." And I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, it
You
was.
haven't murdered me yet.
I to my credit, I have not murdered anybody to my knowledge.
To my knowledge, that's always a good addition to the end there.
Well, I don't know, that whole butterfly effect thing. I could have done something that set something else in motion, and someone could have died. And I guess you could tie it back to me through the Rube Goldberg steps backwards. But yeah,
Mhm.
as far as I'm aware, I have not been the direct cause of anybody's murder or death.
Yeah, I mean, that's not something you would put on a plaque in the house, but in the back of your mind, you're like, at least I know I haven't killed anybody.
That's right. I mean, I don't know. If it was on a plaque, I'd probably hang it in my house.
Yeah, I suppose I could probably cross stitch it for you.
There you go. There you go. Yes,
Days
yes.
days since I've killed somebody, however many days you've been
That's right.
alive.
That's right. So, if people are interested in what you're doing, your stuff on
Mhm,
your Twitch stream and such,
mhm.
how can they follow you?
Oh, how can they follow me? Honestly, most of the places you're gonna find me on the internet, I have the same name. It's The Cat Is a Lie, cat with a K, 'cause that's my name. And, yeah, you can follow me on Twitch and, Twitter. The podcast that we're doing is called The Indie Backlog Club. We just had a kerfuffle with YouTube where they thought that we were bots. So we had to get our account back and start over. But the Indie Back Club is back. The Indie Backlog Club is back. So that's up there too. I have been doing a little bit more on YouTube myself. So you can find me here on YouTube as The Cat is a Lie as well. Doing some Let's Plays and some live streams and just trying things out. You know, they say diversify when you're a content creator. So I'm trying to diversify.
Yeah, I'm a lazy content provider, so I just do YouTube. It's
Yeah.
and Twitter. I've got an Instagram account. I've got
Mhm.
several followers on Instagram, and I feel sorry for them because I rarely post anything on Instagram because I don't know. I find it hard enough just to post shit on Twitter and on YouTube, much less trying to go across the
Mhm.
entire breadth of all the social media platforms.
Yeah. Well, the hard thing I find with Instagram is I used to love Instagram because I take pictures everywhere, as Rob knows. Rob took me to Niagara Falls and I took like 5,000 photos. Um,
Minimum.
but minimum. That's on the low estimate. And with Instagram, it used to be, you posted photos. It was a photo sharing site. And as it's been bought out by Meta and it's changed in the way that it's consumed, there's so much just like reposting of TikToks as reels and videos
Yeah.
and whatever. And it was a photo site. So, like, me being the crotchety old person I am, is back in my day, Instagram was just for photos. And that's kind of turned me off on the site. So I don't really keep up on my Instagram.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I mean, I post things on there on occasion, and I have a few things that automatically post on there, and people will like comment on them. I'm like, oh shit, that's right. I still have an Instagram account.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly how it happens. It's like, wait, somebody liked something I posted? I posted something? I do have a
Yep.
TikTok on my TikTok. A lot of it is clips from Twitch or just me being goofy, or I do some cosplay stuff on there. So I recently had a
Yes, yes. For
TikTok that
those
went
who,
like mega viral, and I don't really understand why, but it's still going.
well, that's the way TikTok works. I
Hmm.
mean, it can be the dumbest thing on the planet, and all of a sudden it goes viral.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for people who don't know, Kat does cosplay. She does quite a wide variety of characters, and she does a good job at it, much better than I was in my feeble attempts at doing cosplay. I'm much more suited to watching other people do it. I think it's just not my forte,
Yeah.
being the type of person I am. Um, and On your Twitch stream, you tend to do crafty stuff. So you do like what
Mhm.
perler art, and
Yeah, actually
you've been
behind me
doing
here, I've got two. If you see them, those two are both made out of mini perler beads. The Cat is a Lie logo and that Harley and
yep.
Ivy I both handmade those out of perler beads. I've been doing a lot of like embroidery and cross stitch lately. This is my nerdiest one so far because it's a character from a video game I just played and I was obsessed, so I started embroidering him.
Nice. And it looks like it. It looks like you're also wearing one of your hand crocheted hats as
Oh
well.
yeah, yep. This is actually true story. I've been crocheting since I was gosh, I want to say maybe in 3rd or 4th grade. And this is the very first hat I ever crocheted, which I made when I was like 30 because I was too afraid to do anything other than like straight or blankets for the longest time. Like the concept of a hat just baffled me. But clearly I can make hats now. So,
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I actually have one of your hats. I keep it in
mhm.
my car, in my little thing, in where I keep like all my emergency supplies, so that if I get stranded somewhere, at least I have a woolly to throw on top of my head.
Yeah, I like to
So
say that that's how you know I like you is I make you a hat.
I would hope you like me. You've been to my house several times. I've been to your house several times, and
Yeah.
I would hope that that means you like me. I mean, otherwise you're just incredibly Midwestern, and you just refuse to be rude.
To be fair, to be fair.
To be
Yeah, no, it's also
fair,
the cats. It's the cat. Yeah, to be fair. Oh man. It's also the
yeah,
fact that you
you
have
come to
2
my house
cats,
because you
so
want to visit my cats, right? Yeah, that's
mhm,
what it
mhm.
is.
Yeah, and your wife's pretty great, so
My wife is pretty great. I don't know how I manage that, but she's a great person as well. Um,
yeah.
and she puts up with my shenanigans and my bullshit. So
I
she
feel
lets
like
me
that's a
spend
great
all
thing
sorts
for
of
a
money on
partner.
stupid things.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best things you can get in a partner is a partner who, when you come up with a crazy idea, they don't try to talk you out of it. They're kind of like, all right, let's see how that goes. Good
Yep,
luck to
yep.
you.
Yeah. Speaking of seeing how things goes, my new brewing system is finally out of customs in BC, and
Yeah.
supposed to be delivered in the next 2 weeks. So I'll be getting my new 1 barrel brewing system in the next couple weeks. I have to go down
Wow.
to the stone store down the street and see if I can pay them like $100 for them to come down with their forklift and help get it off the truck, because it's half a meter too long to be put onto a lift gate truck, so it has to come on a
Oh.
standard semi.
Oh my
And
gosh.
they're like, "Well, do you have a loading dock?" And I'm like, "No, it's a
I am a
fucking
home.
house. I don't have a loading dock."
No, I don't.
And they're like, "Oh, well, do you have access to a forklift?" I'm like, "Well, I suppose I can get access to a forklift. Worst case scenario, I rent a forklift from someplace and have one of my neighbors who knows how to drive a forklift get the damn thing off the truck." But yeah, it's it's 1.5 meters wide by 3.5 meters long, and it's half a meter too long to be put onto a lift truck.
Oof,
I was like, God damn it.
man, I was wondering about your brewing equipment. We were just me and our buddy Paul were just at 9 Mile Brewing today, and they gave us a brewery tour, and it made me go, I wonder if Rob's got his stuff yet.
Yeah, yeah, no. So yeah, I ordered it from this company, and they had a 45-day turnaround, which was great, except for the fact that it sat for 4 months at the port in British Columbia, waiting to be taken off a goddamn ship.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the other weird lingering effect of the panorama is just like, ooh, things of shipping is taking forever still.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I mean, I've ordered several things, and if it's not already in country, good luck. Like
Right?
I ordered a couple of spare parts for my fermenting stuff, and they had to come from China. And I ordered them in October, and I got them last week. I ordered them last October, and I got them last week. It took
Oh
almost a year
wow.
to get them. Yeah, and it wasn't
Wow.
anything major. It was like, it was just some fittings, and I had
Mhm.
totally forgotten that I had ordered them. When they showed up, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I even ordered these damn things. Like, it's been a year.
I mean, what a nice surprise though, you know? It's kind of like when you order stuff on Amazon and you completely forget you ordered stuff on Amazon because it was at 2 a.m. and let's be honest, you might not have been sober. And suddenly you're like,
I
"Ooh,
mean,
what is this stuff?"
right, right, yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we have been rambling on for I don't know
A
because I
little
had to
bit.
restart my recording a couple times. It says 15 minutes for me, but I know there was at least another 15 or 20 minutes before that before my browser crashed out and told me I had to restart. Um, and I like to try and keep my shows at around 30 or so minutes. So yeah, this is the part of the show where I say, "Hey, this is the end of the show." So if people want to get a hold of you, Kat, how do they get a hold of you?
You can
Or
find you
not?
can actually they yeah, or not. If people want to get a hold of me, I've got a beacon. If you go to beacon.ai/ the cat is a lie, there's a bajillion ways for you to find me there via email, via Twitch, via Twitter. You can find me on the internet. Just say hey. I'd love to say hey to people.
That's right. Yeah, no, and if you get the chance, if you're into crafty stuff, or if you're into
Mhm.
more like I guess Indian casual
Mhm,
games. Her Twitch stream is great for that.
mhm.
I put it on quite often. I've been a subscriber on your Twitch channel for I don't know what 38 or
Mhm.
39 months now. I can't remember what it was at the last count, but yeah.
Yeah, this month is
Uh,
4 years on Twitch for me.
yeah, and I would have a 48-month subscription, but for a while there I wasn't really on my computer and I totally forgot to keep up my subscriptions on things and yeah.
It happens. There was a brief
It
period where you
happens
were
and I was
trying
like
to figure out if you liked me still, I understand.
that's exactly that's exactly because it was only like 3 or so years into knowing you.
Right? Reassessing, I'm reassessing.
Reassessing, do I really want to be friends with this person? God damn, I don't
Oh.
know. Awesome. Well, as always, I'm Rob from the internet, and I've finished that nasty pumpkin beer and moved on to a Martzen. But hey, cheers! Until next time.